So my video cuts off at 15 minutes and I went off and didn't even realize. So I want to tell you what I did. These two things are called synthetic substitution. And so what I know is that I'm trying to find out if this is a 0. So if I set this equal to 0, will it cross the x-axis at 11? Will it cross the x-axis at -2? So there's something called synthetic substitution. I could actually plug 11 into my original equation and I should be able to get 0. If I get 0, then yes, it is a 0. If I don't get 0, then it's not. So what I did is I took 11 and I plugged it in for my x, my x, my x, my x, and I know it's a big number that does not equal 0. So by synthetic substitution, this is not a 0. Let's come over here. I did the same thing over here. Now, by the way, big number, not acceptable, but it was a big number. So this is the kind of work that I want to see in future problems. So if you have homework or quiz problems like this, that's what I want. So I took -2 and I plugged it back into the original. And when I did that, that's what I had. And there it is. I want to find out if it equals 0. So I did -2 to the 4th is 16 times 3 is 48. -2 cubed is -8 times 5 is -40. And a negative times a negative is a positive, and I brought it down. 48 minus 40 is 8 plus 8 plus 3. It doesn't equal 0. You're done. So what do I mean by that? Okay, I want to give you a scenario like this. Okay, I want to kind of tie it all together, and then we'll do the next problem. So let's say I have x squared plus 3x plus 2. I know I can magic x it, and I get x plus 1, x plus 2, set it equal to 0, and I get -1 and -2. So that's a given. So how do you know? What if I said this? I want you to go x squared plus 3x plus 2 and divide by x plus 1. You should get x plus 2 because that's what would be left over. So let's do it based on our box. X plus 1. This should be my answer. 1, 2, 3. First guy here. Last guy here. Now, that's done. That's x. 1x, 1x, and how do I get to 3x? 2x. Now that one's done. 2, 2 plus 1, 2. Oh, look at that. That is what I'm supposed to get. This is a factor of this polynomial. The answer, when I divided this divided by this, is this. This is a 0. The 0's at -1. This is also a 0 at -2, things we found out before. I could also use synthetic substitution, so I could go p of -1, because that's -1, and plug that in. And I should get 0. So I should go -1 squared plus 3 times -1 plus 2. 1 minus 3 plus 2, -2 plus 2, 0. So yes, it works. This is called synthetic substitution. And you'll learn more about that later, but you're substituting it in, and you're doing it kind of in a fake way to figure out if it's a factor. And some people go, no, you're really plugging in. Yes, but you're using a fake way to substitute to find a factor of this. So this is synthetic division. I want to call the other one the reverse box, I guess. I don't know. And so now let's tie it all together and see if it makes sense. Okay? So here is the polynomial, and I want to know if this is a factor. So one way I could do it is I could do my box. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? I'll try without writing it down there. Let's see how I do. So 2x squared. Oh, that 2x cubed is done. -14x squared, but that's -5x. Let me move that up a little bit. So that should be 9x. That would be 9x squared. So 9x, -36x. That would be positive 32x plus 32. Big number. Does it equal 3? No, that is not a factor. This is doing the reverse box method. I could also use synthetic substitution, which I'll do SS. And I could go 2 times set it equal to 0. 7 cubed minus 5 times 7 squared minus 4 times 7 plus 3. And it should equal 0. And this is it doesn't equal 0. Okay? So you've learned 2 ways. You're actually going to learn a total of 4 ways Okay. Katie thinks that P sub 3 equals 0. Does this problem lend itself to synthetic substitution or reverse box? It definitely lends itself to synthetic substitution. So that's the game I will play, but I will show you how to do it the other way. So 3 cubed is 27 times 2 is 54. 3 squared is 9 times 5 is 45. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3. 54, that is 9 minus 12 plus 3 is negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Yes, it is a factor. So that's using synthetic substitution. What if I decide to do the reverse box? If I did the box and it's P sub 3, I'm going to get x minus 3. And some of you go, how the heck did you do that? Well, if you have x minus 3, and you set it equal to 0, you get x equals 3, which is your x and your y. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to rewrite it down here because I've taken up a lot of space. And I want you to be able to see the work that I'm doing. Let me zoom it in. First guy here. Last guy there. So that would be 2x squared. Negative 6x squared. Done. That would be plus x squared. So that would be plus x, negative 3x. That's got to be negative 4x, so negative 1x. So that'd be negative 1. That'd be 3. Oh, look at that. That's what you're supposed to get. So, by reverse box, we saw that it works. By synthetic substitution, we saw that it works. Chandler thinks that negative 4 is a 0. So that means P sub negative 4 equals 0. So if I was doing synthetic substitution, 2 times negative 4 cubed minus 5 times negative 4 squared minus 4 times negative 4 plus 3. Negative 4 cubed is negative 64, negative 128. That's 16. 80, I think, plus 16 plus 3. Let's see, 96, 97. So it is not a 0. I could also do the box. If I was to do the box, I'm out of space. What am I going to put here? What do you guys think? X minus 4? Think that works? No. Because if I set x minus 4 equal to 0, I would get positive 4. So if it's x plus 4, it works. Another thing I can do is I can graph it on decimals. Let me do that right now. So I took the original polynomial, I set it equal to 0, and I got 3.5 and negative 1. So those are my zeros. Those are 3 real zeros. Now I'm going to take it even further because I can't help myself. Put 5 and negative 1. And I could actually give you the original polynomial. I think we've done this before. I'm not sure. Go one step backwards. X minus 3, real root. 0.5 is the same thing as 1/2. I can't go x minus 1/2. So I keep the numerator, put the 2 in front. X plus 1. If I multiply that out, I should get my 2x cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x plus 3. How do I know? Put that in decimals. They should be right on top of each other. Okay? I think it's time for homework. All right, let's see what they want. They want to know which one is a factor. You can go on to decimals if you want, which I would do. And then I would set these equal to 0 and see which one matches. It could be more than one. This one, now what they want you to do is whatever answer you got, they want you to divide it. And what I want you to do is I want you to do it by reverse box and by synthetic substitution. So I want you to show me both. Okay? And I only want you to pick the one that's the yes. So if x minus 2 is a factor, you'll do it by reverse box here and synthetic substitution over here. All right, this is just like the previous page. Keep in mind, this goes x to the 4th. 0x cubed plus x minus x squared. And the same thing here. So don't forget they're trying to mess with you because they're skipping degrees. Okay. This one, we've done that. Check the previous pages. These, setting it equal to 0, rough sketching it. Remember what a squared means. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. You could always use decimals to help you. This one, they don't want you to use a calculator, which means it has to be in base what? Okay. And then if something's to the square root, so if I have, I'm not going to give it away, if I have the cube root of 8, that really means 8 to the 1/3. And then which is 2 cubed to the 1/3, which is 2 to the 1st, which is 2. Okay. They want you to draw the triangle and decide if you're going to use the law of cosines or the law of sines. The law of sines means there's a match, and the law of cosines means they're not. So what is the match? This and this. If both of those are given, that's a match. Not a match is I have not this, I have this, this, and this. So that would be the law of cosines. And let's see. All right, that's it.